Mo rí fídíò obìnrin sẹ́nítọ̀ kan láti Gambia. Woman yẹn sọ̀rọ̀, mo dẹ̀ fẹ́ máa sunkún. Ẹ jẹ́ ká jọ gbọ́ nǹkan tí woman yẹn sọ kí n tó wá sọ̀rọ̀.
Looking at the Honorable Minister's statement and looking at the budget, I think that our government does not love this country. They do not have the feeling to nurture our children in this country. Honorable Speaker, $6 billion in salaries alone, not in administrative cost. Honorable Speaker, and we say we are a poor country. Honorable Speaker, the median age in this country is 19 years old. We should consider the life and the livelihood of our children. We should be investing in education. We should be investing in health rather than paying ourselves, feeding ourselves out of the poor people of this country. I will start with this August Assembly, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, to see the salary of the Honorable Speaker increased from 658 million to 658,000 to 1,560,000, I feel ashamed to call myself an honorable member, Honorable Speaker. I gave myself for service. I did not give myself for the poor people to feed me and my family, Honorable Speaker. When I saw this, I felt embarrassed. I did not want to come to this budget session because I said to myself, there is no need, because we are just sharing the cake in our pockets, going home, feeding ourselves. Not only that, but to see the responsibility allowance, the residential allowance, the roving allowance, and all those for the representatives of the people. It is embarrassing for me to go back to my poor constituency and tell them that the meager resources of this country, I am paid that much at your expense. I took an oath, Honorable Speaker, to serve and to give back to my society, not to enrich myself. And even if I go to the Constitution, Honorable Speaker, it says that we shouldn't deliberately enrich ourselves. And increasing our salaries is deliberately enriching ourselves. And that is an embarrassment. I think as a National Assembly, we should not accept any salary increment. It was in this August Assembly that we sat and discussed the salaries of the ministers and denied them, even though they went behind our backs and increased it. That is their problem. We offered ourselves for service, Honorable Speaker. We were not appointed. We were elected and we offered ourselves, Honorable Speaker. And I think we should think of our people when we do the budget. I'm not allowing you to observe me. I don't have that time. When you are on your own feet, observe yourself, please. Thank you. Honorable Speaker, when we go to the office of the President, Honorable Speaker, I have seen new units, ICT units, being established at the office of the President. The office of the President has, I think, whatever they call it, the person that does her public speech or whatever, that lady. Why would he need an order ICT? Why would the Honorable, His Excellency want 6 advisors? How many ministers does he have in addition to the new ministries? If the President is telling us that the ministers are not good enough, I told this August Assembly here last year when we did the budget, if he is implying that his ministers are not good, let him sack them and apply and appoint advisors. The ministers, according to our constitution, should be competent enough to advise him on any policy under their ministries. And if they are not good enough, and if that is what he's implying, that they are not good enough, let him sack them and appoint advisors in their place. But as a poor country, we cannot be paying ministers and be paying advisors and be paying deputy advisors. Come on, we are a poor country. Instead of thinking of ourselves, 6 billion in emoluments alone. on. Honorable Speaker, I think we should think of the Gambian people, not our pockets. We say that when you are a politician, your skin starts shining, and I'm starting to believe it. Once you are appointed a minister, before 2 months, you marry a second wife. You start buying homes abroad. Come on, at the expense of who? At the expense of the poor Gambian? No way, Mr. Speaker. I am ashamed to call myself a National Assembly member. To be honest, I did not want to contest again. The only reason I contested was to show them that I can come back to this August Assembly. And I did against all odds, Mr. Speaker. If they want, they can die seeing me at the Assembly, but I will come.
Ṣé bẹ́ẹ̀ gbọ́ bí Senator Gambia yẹn ṣe sọ̀rọ̀ pẹ̀lú ìkáàánú fáwọn mẹ̀kúnnù. Ẹ wá gbọ́rọ̀ lẹ́nu Senator Nàìjíríà náà.
Is it sensitive to be spending 140 million? If I give you 140 million naira cash to take to your senatorial district, won't your people benefit from it?
Let me tell you, Sean. I don't want to go personal now. I don't want to go personal. That same vehicle that you're talking of, before coming to the National Assembly, I have vehicle that I have bigger than that.
But this is Nigerian money.
Yeah, so
Nigeria does not have money at the moment. So 26 point something inflation rate, with over 34% of Nigerians unemployed.
Are we supposed
with
to,
over 134 million Nigerians multidimensionally poor? Is it sensitive that those who are supposed to represent the people go to Abuja and lavish themselves with luxury vehicle? Is that sensitive, Senator?
Are we supposed to do our oversight function trekking or going without vehicles?
Maybe you could have considered a more cheaper vehicles to get the job done. Maybe a car. Maybe a sedan.
If I travel to...
Maybe a 25 million naira worth of sedan vehicle might do the job.
If I travel to my constituency with a car now, by the time I go 3-4 times, you know Nigerian roads.
Is that not an indictment on you, those of you who are in power?
What?
Those of you who are leaders in Nigeria today, is that not an indictment? And we have bad roads in the states, in your local government, in the senatorial district. Is that not an indictment on those of you who are in power?
It's a discussion for another day. You see the level of...
Does Nigerians suffer for the inefficiency of those who are in power,
let me tell
Senator?
You, if you look at Nigerian roads all over the Federation, that we have a serious problem because nothing much has been done in the last few years. Most of our roads, they are terribly bad. In fact, the government cannot even have fund enough to work on those roads. We have to go back into a PPP, a private partnership arrangement where people can invest, tow those roads, and get their money in return. After it is done.
We'll find out whether or not what you are doing is illegal or what you're doing as a senator or as lawmakers in the eye of the law is right or wrong, or whether or not it's morally justified. But Section 84 of the Nigerian Constitution empowers RAMFAC to mandate or determine the salaries, allowances of public officials, including members of the National Assembly. And this is what RAMFAC, based on the last published figure of the basic salary of a senator, it says that a senator earns 2-point-something million naira. Therefore, with that, a senator should be entitled to about 8.1 million naira worth of vehicle, which is about 400% of your basic salary. That is what the law under RAMFAC says, Senator. And for your colleagues in the lower chamber, their basic salary as last published was about 1.9 million. And you can draw a car loan to the extent of 7.9 million, but you can't exceed that. That is what the RAMFAC law says. But if you're buying a vehicle of 140 million naira, based on this, it says something is wrong.
I'm not even, don't forget that I'm not, I didn't tell you that I don't even know the figure as I'm talking to you. Because it's not my
If you
responsibility.
are buying a Land Cruiser, we've done our own research and I've given you a median of what it costs in the market right now. So we heard that the cost that National Assembly is getting is 160 million. But I've taken that figure and put it under the table. I've given you a 140 million. Prado is about 85 to 90 million naira. So let's assume that you're buying it at 140 million. No matter what the case may be, Senator, can you look Nigerians in the eye tonight and say what you are doing is sensible and appeal to the sensibilities of Nigerians who are poor, some of them who cannot even afford a food on their table tonight, some of them will go hungry without being able to provide for their families, some of them who are multidimensionally poor. Dollar to a naira is about 1,250, and we have our lawmakers buying this kind of vehicle. Is that right? Is that justifiable, Senator?
Sure. Is it only Nigerian senators and House of Rep members that are using?
What does it make it right if you're not the only one? I mean, and I'm not making any allegations against you, and I'm just saying that if anybody is caught doing something wrong, I'm not the only one doing it. Other people are doing it.
Can I ask you a question, Theo?
Go ahead, please.
Your MD, is it MD or the head of your this thing? What type of vehicle is he using?
I use an SUV. That's why I told you
SUV.
it's an SUV. I use a mini SUV based on the status of my role here, and that's why I do that inference.
You buy Nigerian-made vehicle?
I have. My vehicle is produced here in Nigeria.
Which
I use a GAC that was coupled in Lagos.
Látijọ́ tèmi ti gbọ́njú ní Nàìjíríà yìí, mi ò tí ì rí sẹ́nétọ̀ kan tàbí mẹ́mbà House of Representatives kan tó wà bold enough láti sọ̀rọ̀ bí woman yìí ṣe sọ̀rọ̀. Mi ò rí senator kan rí ní Nàìjíríà tàbí any member of the National Assembly put together tó lè wà bold enough láti sọ pé òun máa resign appointment òun tàbí tó lè sọ òótọ́ fún ìjọba just like this Gambian female senator. Ó jẹ́ nǹkan tó tìyàn lójú gan-an, ìtìjú ńlá gbáà òun ni fún Nàìjíríà wípé gbogbo àwọn tó bá ti dépò ìjọba ipò òṣèlú báyìí bí kan kú síbẹ̀ ló máa ṣe wọ́n, bí kan lo 100 years nípò yẹn ló máa ṣe wọ́n. Ààrẹ lèyí tó lè ronú ẹ̀wò nínú gbogbo wọn wípé things are not working right, tó lè ronú wò wípé my constituents are suffering, tó lè wo presidency in the face kó sọ òótọ́ fún wọn wípé ebi ń pa gbogbo ọmọ Nàìjíríà. They won't do that. They will never. Instead, mọ́tò 160 million ni wọ́n máa dùn pa àwọn fẹ́ rà. Bọ́n ṣe ń pariwo àwọn fẹ́ ra mọ́tò 160 million ni wọ́n máa gba constituency allowance tí wọ́n dẹ̀ ní ṣe nǹkan kan sí constituency wọn, ni wọ́n máa gba wardrobe allowance, ni wọ́n máa gba furniture allowance, ni wọ́n máa gba oríṣiríṣi allowances tí ò nítumọ̀ at the expense of Nigerians. Gbogbo ọmọ Nàìjíríà dẹ̀ ń jìyà, ebi ń pa gbogbo wa, and they want to be living large on the money that belongs to all of us. This Gambian senator, in fact, ó yẹ kéèyàn praise ẹ̀, kéèyàn lù lọ́gọ ẹnu. I'm just seeing this video for the first time. I learned it happened in 2022 or so, but seeing it for the first time, most Nigerians now may also be seeing it for the first time. This woman deserves commendation and accolades. Tabaleri senator kan ẹyọ kan ṣo. Tabaleri just one senator in Nigeria. Tàbí member House of Representatives ní Nigeria ẹyọ kan ṣo tó lè ṣe nǹkan tí woman ṣe. They will never. God bless this woman. Wherever she may be, God bless her. God bless her. God bless her. This is a lesson for Nigeria and Nigerians, especially the presidency, the National Assembly, the state governments too. This is a big lesson fún gbogbo wa. Ọlọ́run jẹ́ kẹ́ ẹ gbọ́. Ọlọ́run kó jẹ́ kẹ́ ẹ gbọ́. Ọlọ́run kó kó sí yín lọ́kàn kó jẹ́ kẹ́ ẹ gbọ́.